Once you've written your hierarchy and you've also got a clear understanding of all your different compulsions and avoidances and anything you do to usually try and bring your anxiety or your distress levels down, then you're ready to get started doing some exposure and response prevention treatment for your OCD. But the question is often like, where should I start on my hierarchy? Obviously we've made it as a list with sort of the lowest level things at the bottom and the most distressing things at the top. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to start at the bottom. You might actually, having written them all down, think, you know what, actually what I really would make a difference to me if I could do one particular thing differently. So, and that might be, you know, maybe at 30 or 40, and you might choose to start there just because you really feel motivated to do that, or you know that's something that's really getting in the way of your life. So there's no exact place where you have to start, but there is a really good guiding principle to use, and that's what we call the challenging but not overwhelming principle. So choose something that's going to be challenging for you. Now, you might laugh, maybe everything on your list is challenging, and that's fine. Then just choose something low down where you feel like it will be a challenge, but it's hopefully not going to be completely overwhelming to you. Because if you go in great guns right at the top and it's completely overwhelming, you know, at best you're just going to completely put yourself off carrying on with this process. So we don't want that. We want you to be able to engage fully in the process and to get the gains from doing it. So we really want you, when you start out with your ERP, to choose something that's going to allow you to see how ERP works. So see that if you do the feared thing, don't perform your responses, that actually over time those distress levels do come down and you can cope, and all the sort of terrible things that you imagine are not actually happening as a result of you tackling your OCD differently. So that's the thing that you just want to bear in mind. Stick with the challenging but not overwhelming principle. And just be really honest with yourself. You know better than anyone else whether you're kind of just avoiding and not really wanting to tackle that thing, or actually there's just no way that's not going to be helpful for you right now. But you do have to be a little bit honest with yourself and try not to listen to the OCD that's going to be trying to tell you, oh no, don't do that, because the OCD won't want you to do any of it. So once you get started, you don't have to work on the hierarchy one step at a time. You might actually find that if you start on one thing, another thing automatically becomes more doable for you. So as I said before, the hierarchy is just a guide. Start somewhere that will be challenging but not overwhelming.